Joining me now, Dr. Bill Parker, national security expert, the author of Guaranteeing America's Security in the 21st Century, a retired Navy Commodore, and currently the CEO and founder of Efficient Ships. Also, Dr. Parker works with the Global Peace Foundation on national security and military issues. Bill, welcome back, my friend. We have a lot to cover, as usual, and never enough time, but that's the nature of our business. You wrote about the Navy back in 2017, and now we have a crisis. Back then, you wrote about the need for a maritime environment that focuses on operating, navigating, and communicating effectively. Now we have a Navy, and reports where 94% of sailors say the Navy has a crisis of leadership and culture. This congressional report should trouble every American because the Navy, its mission, and its involvement in commerce, not just in military affairs, affects our nation, the entire world. How do we address this? Is this or will this be addressed?
Well, David, first of all, it's good to be back on your show. You can make a case for almost anything being important, but with the limited minutes in every day, the limited resources we have in ships and people and finances, we need to focus our efforts on those things that really matter. And what is the mission of the Navy? The mission to maintain, train, and equip combat-ready naval forces capable of winning wars or deterring aggression. The bottom line is we need to be ready to fight. So in 2017, when I took over as the Commodore, I put out General Order Number 1, which is entitled "Be Ready to Fight." And basically what that said was you need to prioritize your time and your focus so that when we do get in a situation where we need to fight or we need to deter that aggression, we are prepared, number one. And number two, when it's going down in milliseconds. And so you need to be able to prioritize quickly. And that's where Operate, Navigate, Communicate came from.
How do we address this? Who needs to address this, Bill? This congressional report, even just to look on this, it's titled "A Report on the Fighting Culture of United States Navy Surface Fleet." Insufficient focus on war fighting, a dominant and paralyzing zero-defect mentality, corrosive over-responsiveness to media culture, underinvestment in surface warfare officer training, poorly resourced and executed surface ship maintenance program, and a culture of micromanagement. These are, frankly, more than disturbing. They're dangerous titles to this report and the facts in it.
They are dangerous. So you go back and look at the fact that less than 0.5% of the population of the United States is on active duty right now. Those people that are there, they're intelligent, they're motivated. These are patriotic Americans. David, you know a ton of them because you spend a lot of time with the military. And you know how well educated, how motivated these people are. The reality is that when things come from on high and they're not focused on the mission, it starts getting confusing. If you are not focused on executing that mission and you start spending more time on other things, it becomes an issue. And again, you can make a case for almost anything being important, but you have to focus on those few things that really matter, making sure that your ships are maintained, that your aviation assets are maintained, making sure that your pilots are trained and they have enough hours in the cockpit, making sure that your ship drivers have enough time at sea, making sure that your systems are the most modern systems capable of defending against new technologies that are coming down the line. And so if you focus on those things, you will always have, and I do believe now we have the best Navy in the world, but if you start slipping and focusing on things other than warfighting priorities, you start having problems.